Hello and welcome to this demonstration about the capabilities of the offer called Stripe for Dynamics 365 Sales by Bluefort. So this solution allows you to integrate natively your Dataverse and Dynamics 365 Sales application with Stripe payments. So the application has this model-driven app. It's called Bluefort TAPP, and on the side you have the main menu. The process starts by creating a TAPP onboarding configuration for Stripe. So you would click on your onboardings, you would click on the new button, and here you give a name to your onboarding records such as Stripe Sandbox. You set the onboarding type to Stripe Connect, and you say that the onboarding subtype is for a sandbox, and here you put in the ISO Alpha 2 country code. In this case I'm going to use GB for Great Britain. Important that it's the Alpha 2 country code. I try to save the record, but I have two notifications, and here the application is asking me to input the Stripe URL for success flows when your customers are onboarding themselves with your Stripe account. This is where you will redirect them if they successfully manage to onboard themselves to you as a Stripe merchant. So here, for the scope of this demo, I'll put in a dummy URL, and I'm gonna put them both the same, but in reality, of course, you'll have something here like /success/cancel. And if I save the record in this way, then I'm allowed. So the saving goes through. And as you can see now, I have an onboarding URL. So this onboarding URL is to link this Dataverse environment to your Stripe account on the Stripe portal. So here you can immediately click this button to go to the Stripe portal. So for the sake of this demo, I've already created a Stripe account. So in this flow, I'll just connect my Dataverse environment to an existing Stripe account, but in reality, of course, you would need to create a new account. So this is the multi-factor authentication for your login. So I will put in my code. And then I'll create a link, like I said, to an existing account. And then I can just agree and submit. So now this, I'm redirected to the Bluefort official success page for Stripe merchants. So it's telling you that the Stripe Connect account onboarding has been completed, which means now that this specific Dataverse environment here has been correctly linked to Stripe. And here I also get my unique Connect ID for my specific merchant, which I will use the system uses to communicate with Stripe. So then the second step would be to navigate to the account entity in Dataverse or D365. So in this case, I'm going to swap to the standard Sales Hub. I go my accounts, select an account. For example, let's take this one. Go to the Payments tab. And then we can say Enable Stripe Payment and save. And now that it finished saving, I'm linked to the automatically to the Stripe merchant account. I've got a unique customer ID from Stripe, and this is the checkout URL that my customer has to use in order to onboard himself to my Stripe account, to my Stripe merchant, and link a payment method there, maybe his credit card. So this ID, like I said, is coming from Stripe, and this is where you are. You should be the customers. Is where you should be finding your customer. As you can see here, Contoso Pharmaceutical Sample. This was copied over from here. And now I'm going to mimic, of course, being the customer. So I'm gonna put in here some dummy data as if I'm submitting my credit card details. Of course, in reality, this would be real credit card information, but this is just a demo. Okay, that's not a correct sample credit card. Let's say it's that. Let's assume it's a United Kingdom. Save card. Again, this is all dummy data here. This is just a demo. And as you might recall, this URL now is coming from the onboarding success URL we set here. And if something went wrong, it would redirect to this URL. So it's important that these are actual URLs with appropriate messaging to your customers about what's the next step they should do. So in case of a success, and what they should do if there is a failure. Like I said, it's just a demo, so in this case I put in 2 dummy URLs, but I think it's clear what is being communicated. So I go ahead and close that down, and then there is an option here for the user to refresh the Stripe payment method which is specific for this account. So if I save that, then I got my payment method ID from Stripe and also some information about the payment method of the customer. Of course, this is a grid because a customer can have multiple payment methods, but this is the default one which the system will use unless you change it. And at the top here, automatically my default payment type has been set to Stripe payment. So now we'll go to the Stripe portal. Here you should be able to see the payment methods of this customer, which is in this case is the one I submitted for ones expiring December 2025, which actually matches what we have here, the data. So that's the step of your customers linking up to your Stripe account, so you'll be able to charge their card for the products and services that you sell to them from your Dataverse or Dynamics 365 environment. So now I'm going to demo a simple flow of how we can ask for a payment. So I'll go create a node there, which is standard CRM or standard Dynamics 365. So my customer is going to be, of course, Contours of Pharmaceuticals, which is the one we've been using for this demo. So Stripe payments, select the price list, save the order, this is our standard. I'll add the product. For the scope of this demo, I can select any product and I can save and close. And then I will go ahead and invoice this order, because of course to ask for a payment you must first issue an invoice. So I'll say create invoice. And now automatically this invoice has been tagged as pay with Stripe. Then the user can go ahead and submit the payment request to Stripe, so to withdraw money or funds from the customer's payment method or credit card. So you put on this flag, you save, and this will withdraw £35 from your customer's account. And here you have the payment intent ID, which you can use to track the payment. So if we refresh this in the portal, we should be able to see that we've asked for the payment. As you can see here, we asked for £35, which is the value in CRM or in sales or database, and it was submitted on this credit card, and £35 was actually successful. And you can also drill down here into more details. And then if we go back to our model-driven app, here I can view my customer payment method. This is the one we created, my payment intent. We also have the capability of refunds. And here also, once the payment is paid out from Stripe, you can also view the payouts which get synced from the Stripe service to the Dataverse environment. Unfortunately, I can't show this in this demo because the payout takes 24 hours to become active on the Stripe service. But basically what happens next is very simple. The payout gets created on Stripe and gets created in this view so that you can drill down. And what also happens, which is part of the standard functionality of this product, once the payout is successfully synchronized to Dataverse or CRM, this invoice will automatically get its status to paid and closed, of course, because you received the funds from Stripe. You also get a breakdown of the charges from Stripe, and this particular invoice then is tagged as paid and no longer pending for payment. So if you would like to, the last thing I would like to demo, that is if you'd like to populate the data for these Stripe entities or tables, there's an easy way to do that, and you don't need to do it on a one-by-one basis. You can go to the onboarding record for Stripe, and here you can trigger the reconciliations. So I can ask from Stripe to trigger specific payments or refunds or payouts covering this particular date range, and those will get synchronized into your CRM system. But of course you have to keep in mind the database capacity constraints of CRM, and you have to be careful and mindful not to synchronize a large amount of data to your CRM system, because that could affect your capacity constraints for your environments. So it's important as well that you regularly, maybe yearly or so, clean up the data using standard functionality of Dynamics or Dataverse in terms of cleanup jobs. I hope you enjoyed this demo on the high-level functionalities of the Stripe for Dynamics 365 sales offer from Bluefort. You can get this offer from AppSource, or if you'd like further information or support, feel free to contact us at Bluefort, and we'll always be happy to help you or to implement also maybe these processes on your specific custom entities or business processes you have within your organization. Do not hesitate to get in touch. We're always here, happy to help. Thank you for your attention, and I'm wishing you a nice day going forward. Thank you.